A year ago, I had basically nothing saved. Not because I wasn't earning money, I was. But every month, the money came in, the money went out, and by the time I thought about saving, there was nothing left to save. And the frustrating part, I wasn't doing anything obviously stupid. No gambling, no crazy luxury purchases, just normal life. Rent, food, the occasional takeout, a few subscriptions, normal everyday spending, and somehow still broke at the end of every month. So I decided to run an experiment. Could someone on an average salary, not a high income, not a side hustle empire, actually save $10,000 in 12 months? And not through suffering, not through eating plain rice and canceling everything enjoyable, just through a smarter system. The answer was yes. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how it worked. My name is Jordan. If you're someone who feels like saving money is always something you'll start next month, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's start with the math, because the numbers are more achievable than most people think. $10,000 in 12 months sounds like a big number, but break it down and it becomes $833 per month. Break it down further, and it's about $192 per week, or roughly $27 per day. Now, I'm not saying that's easy, but it's also not impossible, especially once you understand where most of that money was already hiding. Here's what I discovered. Most people don't have a saving problem, they have a leaking problem. Money leaks out in small, invisible amounts across dozens of categories. And because each individual leak feels small, nobody fixes them. A $15 lunch, a $12 subscription, a $40 impulse buy. None of those feel significant. But together, they add up to hundreds of dollars every single month. So the first thing I did was run what I call a spending audit. I looked at every transaction from the previous 30 days and put each one into one of three categories. Essential, things I genuinely needed. Valued, things I actually enjoyed and got real value from. And invisible, things I spent money on without thinking, without planning, and honestly, without caring much. That third category was the one that changed everything. Because when I added up my invisible spending, the forgotten subscriptions, the convenience purchases, the mindless delivery orders, the random online buys, it came to just over $400 per month. $400 I wasn't even enjoying, just bleeding out quietly. Cutting that category almost entirely got me more than halfway to my monthly savings target without touching anything I actually cared about. But here's where it gets really interesting. Cutting spending was only half the system. The other half was where the money went after I cut it. Because most people make the mistake of cutting expenses and then just leaving the extra money sitting in their main account. And what happens? It gets spent anyway, just on different things. So I set up what I call the extraction rule. Every single time I didn't spend money I would have normally spent, I transferred that exact amount to a separate, untouchable savings account the same day. Not at the end of the month, that same day. Skipped a delivery order that would have cost $22, transferred $22 immediately. Canceled a subscription I wasn't using, $14 per month, set up a recurring $14 transfer on that same date every month. The money never sat around long enough to get spent on something else. And this created a psychological shift I didn't expect. Saving started to feel like winning. Every transfer felt like a small victory. Instead of willpower and guilt, the system rewarded the right behavior in real time. Now, let's talk about the second major lever, income optimization. Most saving advice focuses entirely on cutting expenses. And cutting matters, but there's a ceiling to how much you can cut. There's no ceiling on what you can earn. During those 12 months, I added one additional income stream. Nothing dramatic. A few hours of freelance work per week in a skill I already had. Some months that added $200. Other months, closer to $500. Over the year, it contributed roughly $3,000 toward the $10,000 goal. Combined with the spending audit savings, the gap closed faster than I expected. But here's the part most people overlook. The system only worked because of one non-negotiable rule. The savings account was invisible. I moved it to a separate bank, not the same app I checked every day. Out of sight, genuinely out of mind. Because research in behavioral economics is very clear on this. If you can see money easily, you will spend it eventually. Distance creates protection. Let me give you the exact breakdown of how the $10,000 came together. Invisible spending cuts, approximately $380 per month times 12, that's $4,560. Additional income stream, roughly $3,000 across the year. Reduced variable spending through simple meal planning and fewer convenience purchases, about $150 per month times 12, another $1,800. Redirected a small annual bonus, $640. Total, just over $10,000. No dramatic lifestyle sacrifice, no extreme frugality, just a clear system applied consistently over 12 months. And here's the thing that surprised me most. By month 4, it stopped feeling like effort. The transfers were automatic, the audit habit was fast, the separate account was invisible. The system was just running. That's the real secret. Not discipline, not motivation. Systems that run without you having to think about them every day. So if you want to try this yourself, here's where to start. Run a spending audit on last month. Find your invisible spending category. Open a separate savings account at a different bank. Set up automatic transfers, and add one small income stream if you can. Do that, and $10,000 in 12 months stops being a fantasy. It becomes a plan. If this helped, hit subscribe. And I want to know, what's your biggest obstacle to saving right now? Drop it in the comments, because sometimes the only thing standing between you and $10,000 is a system you haven't built yet.